Unless they change the like every 3 months they change the menu to a new menu.
You're saying that you break. You're like, where's my doctor? He's taking his siesta. Oh, of course. You just had to. Hello and welcome. My name is Alex Gonzalez, and with me today is my good old friend Jay Yee.
Hey, that's me.
And you found yourself at the beginning of. That's not the right intro. I'm sorry, guys. Please remember that we are not game devs. Did I skip everything? I don't know. So. I'm so lost. How did I get lost in my own introduction?
I think you're
lost
fine.
And I can't.
And please remember that we are not game devs. How are you doing?
I did
today,
that part.
Alex?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, Jay. I'm doing all right. I'm excited about this game because this game is going to be a cohesive time. So yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I don't like this whole summer revival. I just kind of want to go into fall. But I mean, why should I complain when you're dealing with what you're dealing with? I'm wearing a t-shirt, you're wearing a tank top.
This summer has been the worst summer ever. It's been the hottest summer, I feel like. It's been the longest summer, I feel like. It started early, yeah. It's ending late. It's all sorts of fucked over here with the summertime.
And please remember that those are not the weather that we're talking about today. Today we are creating something new. Every week on We're Not Game Devs, we imagine a brand new video game idea from our minds. Join in on the fun. Be creative. And if you have your own unique video game idea or want to patch ours, write into @poundgames@gmail.com. And today is my turn to present We're Not Game Devs 220th IP. That's what I was looking for all along. My Northern Light was my turn to present, and I just couldn't find it. You just took me aback by saying how bad the summer was. But what I want to talk about specifically is we're going to be playing a nature game, a game about animals. There's this game I thought up that sounded delightful and still sounds delightful in my head. So you play as a cute little chicken, and you also play as a duck, and you're going to play on a variety of levels, but you're going to be playing as these birds and also a pigeon. And you're going to walk around, and the first level is going to be a chicken. And it's going to be introduced as a chicken because this was my concept at first. My idea was you're walking around as a chicken, and it's a puzzle game where you're trying to get out of things and move on. And depending on what you eat, you spawn different chicks. And the chicks are almost like Pikmin-like. So you get to tell them where to go. But depending on what they eat, they can unlock different versions of puzzles or do different things for the puzzle. So if you need something heavy to weigh something down, you have to eat something heavy, and the chick's going to be heavier. If you eat maybe some grass or some like spicy food, that chick's going to be able to like breathe fire. And I was thinking about different stuff like that, where you're eating to spawn these little cute chicks. Or as a duck, you're going to have like a water level. So then there's going to be heavier ducks, lighter ducks that can do things in the water, like create whirlpools. So that was just my idea. I thought it was delightful, and I want to see it.
I like it. Do you get Yoshi powers where you get to throw your chicks? Like a
yeah, why not? I didn't even think about that. Yeah. Yeah. And I want it to be all cute and just have really nice noises going on. So it's like that kind of thing, like every time you're playing.
Yeah. The ducks walking on. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's such case usage from it, from seeing Stray and Untitled Goose Game, that I think like this would fit right in.
No, this is cool. So like, yeah, it's gonna be I'm assuming a single scene type of puzzle game. Kind of, I don't know how Untitled Goose Game is because I actually never played it, but I always go default back to Donut County, where it's like a single scene that you could look around and walk around and stuff. Maybe isometric, so you could like look a little bit above and go behind some areas and things. And there's going to be stuff that will have a prompt to eat it, and then once you eat it, it'll probably like grow back immediately type of thing. But once you eat it, you like poop out a little egg and it hatches and it gives you a little
right.
Chip.
And I think, and I wanted to make it almost ridiculous, where people were there's a first scene where like there's normal chickens, and then there's you, and like maybe they keep eating your food. So at some point you go and you eat something that's an inanimate object, and they're just like surprised but gawks. And then as you do it, you look at them, and like out of what's the word I'm looking for? Out of just like rebelliousness, you start like focusing on making an egg out of what you just ate, and then it makes a chick that has like those little powers. Like I said, they're a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because I think you can even get to the point where if you're like because I was thinking you can be a pigeon, and a pigeon's gonna like, I want this to be later stages where at first it's the chicken who eats kind of normal stuff. Then there's the duck, and we go a little bit further in introducing weird things. By the time you get to the pigeon, this pigeon's eating velcro off of shoes and stuff, and is making like little velcro pigeons that you can throw when it sticks to things. This is where my mind's at.
Yeah. So I think what'll happen is the chicken levels are all going to be like on a barn, and you're just trying to escape the barn or like leave the barn.
Yeah.
And you're looking for more stuff to eat around the barn, and eventually you'll like make it to the pond or whatever. And that's where the duck stuff starts happening. And the duck stuff is like more water-based levels and doing stuff around water and bridges and fountains and
maybe
like
riding a river too, having like a little like a slide kind of level where you're moving forward the whole time and you have to eat different things, or you can go under the water to hide. Maybe we have predators,
kind of like a Donkey
in the duck
Kong
world
on rails level. You mean
yeah,
that's cool. The crow or pigeon level, I can imagine that being more of like an urban environment. And more flying.
I would love to do a crow level too. That would be cool, but it would be more of a dark one where I think the pigeon would just be a funny city one where it's like just a really dumb pigeon, almost like Hey Hey from Moana, that, you know, that really dumb chicken.
Yeah.
Although pigeons aren't dumb, right? They're pretty smart. Like they can be taught stuff. Pigeons were carriers and stuff, and we just got rid of them, and then they became this.
Yeah. I think pigeons are on the smarter side. Same goes for crows. And like
crows are really smart. Yeah.
But I think as far as crows go, we could do the classic We Are Not Game Devs. That'll be a DLC, Halloween DLC that's like more dark and has shadows and like more like still cute, but more like Halloween-esque creepy stuff happening, but still in a cute way. Like,
should we go even further and then do a reindeer that poops reindeer eggs? That won't work.
I think it will keep it in the poultry field, but maybe we could do like seagulls.
We could do Thanksgiving one, a turkey one.
Oh yeah, huh? Turkeys. I was thinking like seagulls, you know, and then like do the beach, hot dog stuff, hot sauce, steak,
I like that stuff because even then, if you're doing seagull, you could do them stealing like food a lot. And like you said, if they eat a hot dog, it'll be like a longer than usual seagull that can help with your seagull chick that can help out. So I think that's where the sky's the limit with the puzzles, because we can make any kind of obstacles for them to get over with these eggs.
Yeah. And then once you get into, so like at first we're going to stick to mostly a land based birds. So yeah, chickens, ducks. I don't know what else don't fly that often. Fucking turkeys.
Unless you want to, yeah, because the only other thing I could think of is if you were to do a sky-based level, it would have to be almost like the duck slide level, where I can imagine you
on rails type of thing.
Being an eagle. No, being an eagle, but instead you're playing as a bomber. So like as soon as you're maybe trying to hit certain things, so as soon as like you lay an egg, no, but you have to eat something. Yeah, I don't know. The game would have to change. Yeah, I can't see how air would work. Penguin, you can do underwater level.
Penguin works. So you just want to keep it to like floor based. So okay, we won't go into the eagle territory, but we'll go into the pigeon and seagull territory, and how we'll explain why they can't fly very far is they just are so fat because they're like not domesticated, but like they're like city birds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because these birds have to be endearing. So there's gonna be an introduction of them just eating and stuff.
Yeah. So like, you know how like city pigeons and city seagulls kind of just don't migrate anymore because all the food they need is just there. And so they just
or
stay
if
there.
there's a local high school, seagulls terrorize you.
Yeah. So
because
like
kids don't know how to throw away their food.
That's what it'll just be, is just we'll do chickens, ducks, penguins, city pigeons, city seagulls, turkeys,
Beach seagulls.
and I guess that's it. I mean, that's enough to create like each bird gets like 10 to 15 levels each. Already, that's a lot of content. You know what I mean? Maybe it would even just be like 5 levels each. 10 will be, maybe it would be like 10 levels each, and then we'll add more birds later or something. I don't know.
Or we can do stuff where like we can have like a challenge mode where there's timers for bronze, silver, and gold, and then there's high scores that you can share with your friends, and there you can choose any bird of your liking to play as. So if you prefer the duck or you prefer the chicken, doesn't matter on the level. You can choose your skin.
I don't think they're going to do skins. I think it's going to be each level is made for that specific bird, because the puzzles are going to be made for that particular bird. You know what I mean? They're going to have particular powers with their chicks. And I think eventually near the end, when we get into the later levels, we'll have it so you have to introduce all 4 or 5 birds all at once and integrate all their powers at once. And you flip between each bird to use their individual chicks, because you know that only the penguin could eat the thing that's underwater to get that power that lets them do this. And then that unlocks this thing that the pigeon could kind of fly a little bit higher up a little bit to eat something like up a little bit above, whereas like chickens and ducks are more like surface level, so they get to eat the stuff above ground and stuff, where pigeons could get a little bit of height, penguins could go underwater, and then turkey and crow would just have to be Hollywood DLC, not Hollywood, holiday DLC.
Yeah, turkeys can fly pretty high because turkeys are in trees.
Interesting. I guess I only know the American eating turkey.
Yeah, I think it's like turkeys
to do anything.
Yeah, yeah. That one does seem that bird just doesn't seem like it can do a whole lot.
I mean, I've seen turkeys in Red Dead 2. They do fly. They go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Much smaller than the Thanksgiving turkey size.
It really is. It really is. All right, so we got birds. What do you want their like puzzles to be, or their little powers? What are these babies going to be doing? Because we have to animate these babies and make them seem pretty cute too, but not cute enough that we don't want to throw.
I think all of them are going to look like, you know how like they make those rubber ducks and then they make like variations of the rubber ducks. Like there's like the devil rubber duck and there's like the black rubber duck. And stuff. That's essentially what I feel like it's going to be. They're just going to be like little skins that maybe take on some characteristics of whatever you just ate. So like if you are a chicken and you ate a bottle of Tabasco sauce or something, because that sounds like something that would be on a barn, right? Yeah. Or like a Fresno chili or something like that. The chicken ends up being like red with like a little fiery like cowlick or something for its hair, and it just breathes fire or something.
Cool. Yeah, I like where this is going.
Just like that's exactly what chicks, you know.
Yeah, and I like I think that we can also in the game include a catalog where you can see all the little babies that you've unlocked and then the remaining babies. That way, if you want to collect them all, and then we can display their character model so that you can see them walking around and stuff.
We'll have like a little farm where you could like see.
What if that's the thing is we say the farm is where all the chickies go. So when you throw them and you throw your babies, they go to the farm. And then it's just every bird that you've ever made just walking around this huge farm.
That's fine with me. Yeah. I could also see there are some powers and some chicks that don't actually help with the puzzle. They're just fun to eat everything and see what chick pops out, but they actually don't do anything, you know? They'll do something, but it's not helpful for the puzzle. It's just a cute, here's another chick that you unlocked type of thing. Just more for the collector's aspect of it. I don't know what the puzzles will be, but I can imagine, like you need a heavier chick to bring like this pulley down. So you bring the pulley down and the pulley comes down, but then something gets stuck. And so you need to burn off the rope to make it unstuck. And so you get a chick that can breathe fire. And then you need, I don't know. I could imagine that you need something that needs a little, like if you're swimming and you're a penguin, you need something that needs a little bit more speed to get you through like a certain part of the water that has a little bit more like pressure going back. You eat like a fan and then you like could go through that section, stuff like that.
I think the penguin's going to be the most straightforward, where maybe if you eat like swordfish, you're going to have a weapon weapon penguin baby. If you eat a puffer fish, that's gonna allow you to float up like fast, or maybe it'll give you a barrier. If you eat a turtle, or should we be this penguin just gonna be carnivorous, just eating just animals? Maybe we should do it like sea anemones.
I thought you wanted
seaweed,
to be so like they don't eat like animals, but they eat like a
inanimate
bottle
objects,
of Tabasco, or like
yeah.
like a piece of an iceberg, or like
Oh no. So the penguin eats plastic it found in the sea. It makes a little, would that be too dark to do a little plastic baby?
maybe, I don't know.
The only reason is I was like, then we
Coca-Cola
can be
can.
versatile because we can use trash.
Yeah, like a Coca-Cola can turns them into aluminum or glass, depending on if you want to use a can or a bottle.
Oh no. Okay, how about this? Instead of that, like remnants of sea wrecks. So you could see like the floating, instead of a puffer fish, it's going to be a random donut from a cruise ship, one of those lifesavers.
Or
And
what if we
you
make
could
it so it's like there's like sunken ships, and so inside these sunken ships there's like,
That's better.
like just
Yeah,
random
so you don't
knickknack.
even imply that it happened recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like not just that, but like we could even, if you want to make it super like cartoony and more lighthearted, these animals could be more like the Donut County animals, or like regular show animals, where like it's a penguin, but inside their home they have like a fan and a TV, and you know what I mean? Like make them so they're like more like humanoid-ish animals. Like,
I don't want it like that because then it removes some of their cuteness because it gives them
Mm.
too much agency. I want them to be really cute as you're playing.
that makes sense. Yeah, I'm fine with that then. Yeah, so we'll just make them suck in ships for the penguin and just eat
Yeah.
like random stuff from there.
Because the waddle is going to be so important. If we can nail down the waddle of how they waddle and the way they sound and their mannerisms,
Yeah.
as things happen.
I also see for the pigeon, it's just easy, just trash that you would find on the street of any big city.
Yeah. So yeah, most definitely. So you could have like a newspaper pigeon that does that. I don't know what a newspaper pigeon would actually be good at. What would a newspaper baby do?
They could jump higher. They fly a little bit higher.
Because they're paper. Oh no, you can make them into a paper airplane. Yeah, and
Yeah.
they fly.
And the flying
They
isn't going to be
fold
like
their
flying.
wings.
You don't have like direct control, and it's not going to go like third person or first person. You just fly from the ground to like the phone line above. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I was just thinking it would be more of like a direct way of throwing that pigeon baby. Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying there.
You said
What else would
Velcro, like off a sneaker, like you eat a boot, or
Yeah.
like you go and eat like a lighter or something. You go and eat like, I don't know, a pizza box. I don't know why you would
Yeah,
own
a cardboard one. So that's the stealth baby who can like put you in a cardboard box like a snake.
Oh, like you could store things in that pigeon.
That'd be cool too. Yeah, if that pigeon could store money, maybe because you're in the city, you have to like pick up coins and use it to get onto a railway.
Yeah, or use it to buy like another thing that you eat for a power up. Like that could be a puzzle in itself. You have to collect money.
That's
so
true.
you could buy like some gum and then get like a gum pigeon.
That's actually really good. That's really good, doing a bodega, and then the guy's just like sitting there looking at the TV the whole time, so he doesn't even know that he sold to a pigeon.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, this is great. This is great. So for music, I don't know if I want music or I want it to be very low played. So I think the first couple minutes into a level, maybe no music as it's establishing. And then as you get down to it, maybe after you eat your first meal and make your first check, it'll start playing music.
Yeah. Maybe like Breath of the Wild or like Flower-esque, just background.
Yeah.
Very light.
Like Milo and Otis.
piano stuff.
Just deep cut.
Milo and Otis.
Yeah, it's an old movie from the 90s that is actually
Oh wait,
Korean,
you told me
I
about
think.
this. The
Yeah.
cat and the dog, the pug and the cat,
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, the pug and the cat, which I had no idea was not made here.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Mine was the Homeward Bound or whatever.
Homeward Bound is great.
But I don't know what the music from Milo Notice was. Was it like lighthearted? And
Except it was lighthearted. Except this one isn't going to be a feel good. I think these birds are going to be kind of assholish. You know the way birds are, kind of, where it's almost like they're unaware, and they're also unaware of how small they are. Because I heard stuff like with chickens and stuff that they'll try to challenge you every now and then. I don't know if that's true, but I think it's funny of this little bird being like, you know what? I've been seeing you walk around and you look a little weak lately.
Yeah.
I think I might be able to get up to the pecking order.
For sure.
Okay. Pricing. How much are you willing to pay for this game?
I don't know. This sounds like I guess it sounds like a $20 game. Yeah, maybe 30.
Yeah, I can see that. $20 on the Switch.
I just looked up how much Untitled Goose Game costs. It's $20.
$20 it is. Jay, find that timer because we're going to name this game.
Go. This is a Korean pun, but Eggy, which means baby in Korean, but with egg in it.
That's perfect. Eggy.
Eggy, Eggie. 16 seconds.
Yes. All right. Eggy is a puzzle game where you play as a variety of different birds, making eggs and having chicks and babies and ducklings based off your environment and what you're eating. Eat creatively to spawn babies with different powers. That way you can solve the puzzles. If you need to use a pulley, eat something heavy. If you need to set something on fire, eat something spicy. In this game, it's all about what you can find, what you can eat, and what babies you can make. All right, so I think we have a game here, Jay. What do you think? Would this be a game you'd want to play, and is it fun?
If I have time, if it comes out when I just have nothing else, and maybe if it is like on a sale, or if it happens to be free for PS Plus or something, because like Entitled Goose Game is a game that I want to play, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to go play it. You know what I mean? Like it, even if it won so many awards, I was just like, it's if I have time, I will, but I'm not gonna. If I had Games Pass and it was on Games Pass, I would play it. You know?
Yeah, that's understandable. No, I get what you mean. I'd say I want to say I'd play it, but I'd probably be the same as you and just be really happy it exists.
Too many games out there, Alex.
It's unfortunate. There are too many games out there. Now that we have a complete game, what studio would you assign to be able to make Eggy the best?
I mean, House or Panic Inc., the people behind Untitled Goose Game, is a must. Just it's probably like the next step. You know, they already did a puzzle game based around a goose. Now they just do 5 more birds and do a different style of puzzle game. You know.
You just gotta do more birds and get that done. Let's see. For me, I want to give it to Playdead. They're an indie studio. They're probably making their next amazing game. Could you imagine if they just dropped this out of nowhere? They're just like, here, we've been working on some stuff. This is a proof of concept. Check it out.
Infinite Fall or Secret Lab. It has 2 different ones, but they're the ones behind Night in the Woods. That's more of like a point and click adventure with a bunch of mini games thrown in there and much more like just a lot of talkie. But if they just did more puzzles instead and had that kind of art style, and then that, if they did in that art style, I could see a Crow level happening much sooner than any of these other levels.
Most definitely. It's hard for me to come up with any other puzzle people. Like, I'm thinking Nintendo does puzzles well, but I don't want them to Nintendo-fy this. Yeah. I want to keep it as birds. I don't want it to be Yoshi.
Right. I mean, there's Ben Esposito that did Neon White, but originally did Donut County. And then there's also what's his face that did The Witness. I forget his name.
Oh yeah.
But The Witness is on a different scale of puzzle game, and this game isn't quite as
it was
extensive.
A puzzle world.
Yeah, Jonathan Blow is his name.
Yeah, and before that, didn't he do Braid?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember.
Who did Marquette? Wouldn't the people who did Marquette be good for this? You like Marquette?
I did like Marquette until if you leave that game and come back, you're like, is this supposed to be big or small? I don't know anymore. Don't ever stop playing it. I did like it. And with that, our 220th IP has gone gold. We hope you look forward to this experience that will probably never release. No, this one probably will. We have a Patreon. If you'd like to give us extra support, please head over to patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. For just $1, patrons receive episodes early and an extra podcast at the beginning, which you caught the tail end of our conversation at the beginning of this episode. That's patreon.com/wearenotgamedevs. Like, rate, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. And if they ask for a review, instead of reviewing our show, become your inner game critic and review Eggy, the video game we just created. Thank you for joining us today. We will be back next Friday with another new IP. Again, my name is AG.
And I'm JE.
Thank you, and please remember that we are not game devs. I'm not full of myself, and I'm not saying that they'll do this game because I'm like, oh yeah, I know. It's just animal-based games happen.
Yeah.
The bee game happened. The ant game happened.
I mean, if you think about it, this game is kind of like Yoshi, and it's also kind of like remember like Billy.
It's kind of like Hatcher? Yoshi's World, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, do you remember Billy Hatcher from Sega? Yeah. Sonic Team?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that one for the GameCube?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was a weird one.
Yeah, I just wanted to speak this idea into existence. So I am grateful for the opportunity because that was a fun where I was like, what a cute little idea. And I was like, I hope I remember that. And then I kept on remembering it. So I thought, wow, time to make chickens, make eggs, and have them throw their babies because that needs to happen.